Extraterrestrial? Is there life on Venus? Extraterrestrial life is theoretical life that may exist outside of Earth and which did not begin on Earth. Such an existence might range from simple prokaryotes to intelligent creatures and even sapient creatures, potentially bringing forth civilizations that could be more developed than mankind. Earlier in the month, scientists revealed the shocking finding of phosphine on Venus. This phosphorus and hydrogen compound could be correlated with life. While efforts are underway to validate the findings from or use data from unintentional spacecraft flybys, archived data from the decades-old NASA mission to Venus may have concealed much sought-after validation in plain view. Welcome to Brainbender Solarium. Join us as we travel through space and explore what possible signs of life scientists have found on Venus. After the Moon, Venus is the brightest thing in the night sky, gleaming like a tiny diamond in the dark. The planet is so radiant because of its proximity to Earth and reflects much of the light that passes through its atmosphere, more than any other planet in the solar system. Something very odd is going on in the sky. Scientists have revealed that traces of gas have been found in the Venusian atmosphere that should not be there, according to what they understand about Venus. They considered several reasons for what could be generated by gas, known as phosphine, and decided on an explanation driven by what they know about our world. On Earth, phosphine, toxic gas, is formed by microorganisms. As insane as it may sound, life is our most logical explanation. The discovery of phosphine molecules in the atmosphere of Venus does not indicate that scientists have discovered signs of alien life. Detection is evidence of a process that scientists are not yet able to understand. Some sort of life could form phosphine, or it could be forged by a chemical process that scientists have never seen before. Either way, Venus, a planet reputed to be hot and hellish, has become one of the most fascinating spots in the universe to explore whether life exists beyond Earth. A NASA rover is currently on Mars to search for signs of life, but the robot is built to find long-dead microbes that have been stored in dusty soil for billions of years. The discovery of the phosphine raises a tantalizing possibility that life may be on Venus right now. If this finding is proven, which would likely involve sending a spacecraft, we will know for the first time in human history that the solar system has two planets where life occurs. In a cosmic sense, we're no longer alone. There is a spacecraft orbiting Venus which will melt it in a matter of minutes. The tale of this discovery started on Earth, where Jane Greaves, an astronomer at Cardiff University in Wales, had read scientific papers that, if you were an alien astronomer looking at Earth from far away, phosphine could be a biosignature to our world. She planned to test the theory on Venus, which is almost the same in size and mass, using a ground-based telescope in Hawaii to observe the planet for only a few hours, almost at a whim. Greaves said that she didn't really expect to find anything. She found a phosphine signature, a distinct pattern of gas emanating light from within the clouds of Venus. Observations from another telescope in Chile had the same mark. Soon, Greaves was in contact with Souza Silva at MIT, who has spent her career researching phosphine. Venus is a notoriously inhospitable place, where surface temperatures are around 860 degrees Fahrenheit or 460 degrees Celsius. Travel high into the atmosphere where it's colder, and you're going to find more bearable, much more comfortable temperatures, closer to what we experience on Earth. High in Venus's atmosphere is where the telescopes observed the phosphine signature. But the atmosphere of Venus is so acidic, with clouds made of sulfuric acid droplets, that any phosphine will be easily zapped. Something has to replenish the supply to hold the gas around. Until now, only 3 other worlds in the solar system have detected phosphine. It is present on Earth in swamps and marshlands and the intestines of some species. On Jupiter and Saturn, gas is being forged within the planet's violent storms under intense conditions that are not known to occur anywhere else. Souza Silva and the other researchers imitated identical Venus processes using computer simulations. They sent lightning jolts streaming across the atmosphere and meteorites smashing through the clouds. They simulated crust scraping against crust, even though Venus doesn't have tectonic plates, because they couldn't think of anything else that could generate enough energy to push phosphine into action. In these cases, the researchers have managed to generate phosphine in small quantities, but not enough to be detected from Earth. Which is how Souza Silva and the team find themselves seriously contemplating the theory that scientists hold at the very bottom of the list because it is so unlikely. Many other scientists who specialize in Venus and have not been interested in new research say the results are convincing. Like Souza Silva, they're cynical. Some point out that after further experiments, the phosphine signature could turn out to be a trademark of another molecule. Astronomers are the first to question the data that hints at existence, but they seemed ready to consider the possibility this time. This finding puts Venus into the domain of a perhaps inhabited world. Carl Sagan, an astronomer who pioneered the mantra of extraordinary claims, discussed the idea in a 1967 paper with biophysicist Harold Morowitz. Before Venus became a planet-sized furnace, it was a watery world, covered with oceans that had flowed for billions of years, as habitable as the Earth's seas. As the atmosphere expanded with heat-absorbing pollutants and water evaporated into space, life forms on the planet, forced to adapt, may have escaped into the clouds. If life remains in the atmosphere of Venus, it may be the last survivor of the damaged biosphere. Souza Silva also dreams of what these aerial life forms could be like. Well, imagine what could occur if you're not afraid of sulfuric acid. Venusian life forms would have a more severe existence if they matched earthly microorganisms, says Souza Silva, since they would have to work very hard to obtain very little water vapor in the atmosphere to thrive. Recognizable or not, any life in Venus will probably smell bad. Phosphine is so harmful that it has been used as a chemical weapon in the war and militant groups. We have progressed to think that harmful things smell bad. Any Venusian being may be hardwired to feel the same way. Venusian life would smell nasty to us, but we would be repulsive to them. The existence of phosphine on Venus and its enigmatic origin means that scientists worldwide need to re-examine what they believe they know about the second planet from the Sun. The finding also supports the case for sending new missions to Venus, such as orbiters to chart cloud tops and balloon probes to fall through the atmosphere. We would have to go back to the atmosphere and find out what that means. Even with spacecraft on site, it may not be easy to solve the phosphine mystery. Imagine methane, another gas created on Earth by tiny microbes. Over the years, shuttles and other Mars spacecraft have found methane in the atmosphere. Methane molecules do not live long in the Martian skies due to the sun's radiation and collision with other gases. This has led some scientists to propose the existence of life forms containing methane. But natural, boring interactions between rock and water can also create gas, and spikes may be molecules created billions of years ago, growing through new fractures in the Earth. The methane on Mars remains a mystery today. If scientists ever discover life on Venus, the discovery will ground our ideas of extraterrestrial beings in a new reality. For so long, the leading contestants have been enigmatic entities lost in the soil of Mars or tiny creatures floating in subsurface oceans on frozen moons such as Europa and Enceladus. Perhaps the time has come to picture life suspended in the skies in the surrounding world. What if, after years of space exploration, scientists found life on Venus instead of Mars? Well, here's hoping in the future we might find life on some of these planets. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this video interesting. If so, take a look at some of our other videos you see on the screen now. Also, ring that bell to keep up with new content that we publish weekly. We'll see you next time here on Solarium.